Good evening, it's Brian here from Fitzpatrick's. Welcome to another pre-owned car from Fitzpatrick's Garage Kildare, and another massive spot on my face for some reason. Anyway, this is a car that we have for sale. It is our own car. We own the car since brand new, and it is a Civic new model, Generation 10 diesel, which is for sale. It is so windy this evening. This car has very, very low mileage on it. We have used the car as a demonstrator, so if you came in to drive a car or one of these, this is the car that you would have test driven. It's a really nice car because it's a polished metal in colour, and it's a Smart Plus, which means it has nice things like navigation, reverse camera. I'm going to go through all the spec with you here now anyway, so let's have a look. Just in case you're wondering, we are Fitzpatrick's Garage, so there is Maxall here in Kildare town. We're about 3 minutes from the M7 motorway, about 3 minutes from Kildare Village Shopping Outlet. I don't know, 45 minutes south of Dublin. The Honda garage is here, Maxall is here, Hyundai is over here, way up the road. You'll see Mercedes is up through there as well. And then there's garages in Tullamore and Naas and Carlow as well. And there are also approved agents for Toyota and Lexus for after sale. So a lot going on here. And the reason I'm saying all this to you is if you're spending a lot of money on a car like this, at a garage like this, you definitely want there to be an after sales service. And that is the reason that the garage is here so long, because there is a really good after sales service. So anyway, this car here, just give it a quick clean up. In terms of discounts and pricing and all that stuff compared to a brand new one, just give me a call and I'll run through that with you in terms of mileages and things like that. So overall, the car, as we were saying then, is a car that we've had since brand new. On the front of the car, as it is a Smart Plus model, let's have a look at that. So the first thing you'll see is nice front fog lights up through here. Along through this bottom section here, we'll have the Honda Sensing suite of stuff, which is going to be the forward-looking radar, which is for collision prevention and also traffic sign recognition. I'll go through all that with you as we go along. As we move down the side of the car, it has these really nice side markers. I think they're really nice. There's a 17-inch alloy wheel along through here, which is diamond cut, so it just means you see the way it reflects like that. Quite nice on a sunny day, and also quite nice when it is artificial light, maybe at night time and stuff like that as well. If you look down the side of the car, there is a nice chrome surround around the window, and then after that the rear windows have a nice privacy tint. In terms of condition, I suppose, look, there's no point in me telling you it's nice and tidy throughout. The car is as new, because you'd expect that on a car like this. Spoiler up top, which is standard on these, but actually more so for wind flow and aerodynamics in terms of fuel efficiency, and even similarly down through the likes of this spoiler. As you can see up through there, the wind is allowed to flow down through there and channel air off the rear of the car in the most aerodynamic fashion possible. The rear lights are a nice LED, so at night time when you're behind these cars, they look really big and chunky. Just in case you're wondering, that is a transfer sticker that'll come off when the car is sold, so that is nothing to worry about. But yeah, when you're sitting behind these cars at night or driving behind them, they look so big and fat and chunky. And actually this angle from around here, I find, as the cars drive away, just the side marker kind of gives you an idea of the front of the car and the big chunky lights in the back. They're actually a really, really big car in real life. They look really, really well. After that then, in terms of the outside, that is most of the stuff I think that we just need to talk about very briefly. The engine is 1.6, one of the cleanest engines. So everyone has been hammering diesel lately in terms of cleanliness, and I suppose in terms of how harmful it is to humans. Just in case you're wondering, this is your daytime running light. Headlight in through here and full light in through there, so very, very good lights overall. But this, as we were saying, is one of the cleanest diesel engines available at the moment. So just as we were saying, everyone's been hammering diesel lately because of noxious gas emissions and all that kind of stuff. This engine here at the moment has been, when the car came out, it was petrol only, and the reason was this engine was in development. They've now developed and released the engine, so it still retains 120 horsepower, but it's been heavily revised from the previous model. Road tax still 180 quid. Fuel efficiency is in the region of your 60 to 70 miles per gallon, which is somewhere in the region of litres per 100 kilometres. That is around 4 to 4.5 litres per 100 kilometres, obviously depending on how you drive as well. But yes, noxious gases was getting hammered, and people were afraid of how harmful diesel was to human beings and stuff. So this is one of the lowest noxious gas emitters in the market right now, so it is, but it still retains low road tax, good power, which is 120 horsepower, and also the things like road tax and fuel efficiency and all that is still very, very good. In terms of the boot of the car, it's really, really big. Let's just open it along and have a look. So the boot is bigger actually than the previous generation model. Back along here you will see there are parking sensors, and I totally forgot to say there is parking sensors on the front of the car as well. But again, we'll go through that when we're inside the car anyway. So moving on to the back, yes, there is a big boot. This cover here can move from left to right or right to left, so just in this case I've gone from right to left, and it just means that you have a real easy way of loading up the back of the car, because I actually used it for this function myself yesterday. Or if you have stuff loaded up, it gives you that flexibility. So some people gave out, thought it was flimsy. It's actually movable for a reason that allows flexibility, so I think it's actually quite good. And there's an area up here that when they close it down, they meet each other, and it just means people can't see in the back of the car. Handle here, depending if you're left or right handed, and then more storage down through the bottom here if you want, or if you want to put a spare wheel kit in there, you can. The tail light, as you can't, sorry, not the tail light, the license plate light is a nice bright LED style, so at night time it looks very, very sharp. There is, by the way, just one thing I was going to say on these, there is no Adblue, so some people have been worried about. There's a lot of modern cars, you'll have to put diesel in here now. With the new emissions regulations, cars coming are going to need diesel, and they're going to need sometimes what's called Adblue, which is going to cost money, and you're going to have to put in the car to basically compensate and try and reduce the noxious gas levels. So in Civic you won't have that, they've gone pre-injection, so you don't have to worry about that kind of stuff. So, tweeter, speaker, 3 head restraints, 3-point safety belts, armrest in the centre. Somebody has left a brochure in here. That somebody is me. Okay, after that then, ISOFIX points, and actually there's more legroom than the previous generation before as well. And as we were saying, privacy glass with an automatic electric rear window set is standard. Just while we're outside, the keys have some functionality, i.e. if you want to lock the car. Now, so basically we can unlock the car or lock the car. If you watch at the moment, you'll see the headlights are going to turn off in a sec. Looks really well, that car. Nice colour. Wrong. Oops, totem pole in the background. It really should be facing that one. It's just close to the road. It gets a bit noisy, that's all. So, thank you. He's really helping. So lights are turned off, and then you unlock using that along there. So lights come back on. Similarly then, if I want, I can open up the windows. So if you just watch the windows, they've opened down. Or similarly, I can lock the windows up and watch the wing mirrors as well. I can bring them in from the key. So, like, okay, yes, it looks cool, but it's actually handy because you're walking away from the car. At least then you can say, right, I have definitely locked my car because all my windows are gone up. And then the electric folding mirror comes back out when I open up the driver's door. I've left a little bit of plastic on here. I've left this plastic over here. Left even plastic on the armrest over there. And all this is, like, the car's a demonstrator, but just when you pick it up, we want it to be as good as brand new. Down along through here, I have lane change warning, which will warn me if I drift out of my lane and make noise. After that then, autonomous braking. So that means if somebody is basically, you're driving along and that car there is stopped and you don't react, it's trying to, under 32 kilometers an hour, prevent you from hitting it. Parking sensors front and rear. Traction control always down through there. Nice aluminium pedals, or aluminum as our American friends say. Now after that then, this is lumbar support, so you can harden up the back part of the seat. Obviously you can raise it and then you can move the whole seat backwards and forwards. And the steering wheel is rake reach, in, out or up down, whichever is more suitable. Right, as you sit into the car, this is what you're greeted with. So this is kind of where my head is, so might be a bit close to the microphone. So if I'm looking forward, this is exactly what I see through there. So the first thing I can do on a day like today, I can leave the wipers on an intermittent setting and select how sensitive I want, and then the water will fall up here and it'll guide the activities of that. Of the wipers. After that then, I can leave the lights in automatic. So during the day I'll have daytime running lights, and then at night time I'll have headlights. And if I meet traffic, they'll dip, and if I go back into an unlit area, they'll go back to full as well. So it's dead handy. Over here on my steering wheel, I'll have cruise control, which has a, so as you see up here, adaptive cruise control is written up through there. If I turn it on, I can then set how far behind a car in front I want to be, and also I can have my lane change warning. So if you see, I've turned that on there, and that will basically manipulate my steering inputs. In other words, I'm just going to sit back and you'll have a better idea what's going on in front of you. So that means then that my steering wheel by itself will, now you don't have to have it, but by itself it'll move, and it just means it's trying to keep you dead centered between all the lines. So this is where your head would be in one of these cars. It's actually a really nice place to be, because when you're sitting at night over here, it's quite nice. So over along through there, I've got a USB connector which was being used yesterday, and then after that I got my automatic park brake with a brake park hold, which stops me rolling backwards on a hill. I've got an economy function which reduces how aggressive the cruise control or the air conditioner is. Over here then I have my heating control, so I can hit climate, and my climate functions come along up and down through there, and I've got where I want air to blow and on or off and all that kind of stuff, so very easy to use. Or I've got the hard buttons down through here as well for on or off, air recirculation, rear demisters plus my wing mirrors, and then front windscreen demister then as well. Heating over here from my side, heating for the other side as well. I'm going to turn it off for a sec. If I go back into home, I like the way that's slanted along. It's just at night when you're driving, you got this view in front of you, and just the entertainment system just off away from you. Kind of reminds me like BMWs used to be years and years ago, a million years ago. Right, okay, when I was a chap. Now, back into here. Oh my God. Right, I'm looking at the screen through a screen, so apologies. Navigation, so Garmin is in through here, and then where do I want to go and all that kind of stuff. And then after that, I can have reverse gear, and I can have my reverse camera when I go for that. And I've got different settings of where do I want, or do I want wide view or looking straight down or whatever. And then if I turn my steering wheel, you can see the dynamic guidelines are moving on the steering wheel over and around and all that kind of stuff in through there as well. Moving down through the little tunnel over here, it's giving me things like my USB connectors, HDMI if I want to play video, and auxiliary and all that kind of stuff down through there. Grand. After that then, over this side, I've got my volume controls and radio controls, and everything is in through here. And I've got my iMid, which used to be over here and is now located down here. Average speed, fuel consumption, how much fuel you got left, navigation, speed sign recognition, we were talking about that earlier, so it'll tell you up along through here if you have basically exceeded a speed sign, tell you current speed zone that you're in, and then also if you want you can limit the speed to be congruent with that. Also after that then, speed warnings, safety belts, audio, phone information, all that kind of stuff goes in through there, next service due and all that kind of crack. So everything like that is in there, all very easy to use. There's a nice black headliner in these cars, so it looks really, really well, and the dash is a dark kind of black colour as well. So very, very nice. So this again, if you're driving along, this is what you're looking at. So it's all really nice and very easy to use. After that, I'm just going to jump out of the car for a sec. After that then, that is pretty, look, I guarantee I'm forgetting about stuff there, and there's a million gazillion other things I can probably show you, but just not to bore you to death. That is Civic Smart Plus in a 1.6 i-DTEC diesel. That car is actually belonging to ourselves since brand new. It is, as you would expect, as new condition. We can take any trade-in that you have. We can give finance because we deal with all the major lenders. So that car is what's called polished metal with a Smart Plus specification package on it. So if this car is of interest, please do give me a call. If you want to come drive one, no matter where you are in the country, I'd be dead happy to hear from you. Fitzpatrick's Garage or Honda Centre Kildare, www.hondacentre.ie. So hopefully this particular car is of interest. It is. No, it's not that bright. It's actually just this camera's not so good. Hopefully cars of interest. If you want to come test drive it or any of the cars we have, please do give me a call. And as I was saying, no matter where you're in the country, because the way the internet is, 086-843-1945, I'll be very happy to talk to you. And as we were saying, any trade-in you have, no problem, and finance, all easy to arrange. So thank you for taking time to watch. Hopefully this car is of interest to you.